The pilot and the mate usually would hang out, each of them responsible for 12 hours out of every 24 hours. They divide the thing up into a shift that's 8 hours, and they have 8 hours off. They go back for 4 hours and have 4 hours off. The other people work like that. They used to do a thing called a square watch, where you came on for 6 hours, you're off 6 hours, on 6, off 6. Like that. It kind of makes more sense to give them 8 at one time so they can maybe get a good night's sleep. Now, we've always got at least 2 people up here when we're underway. One's the pilot, one's the mate, and we usually have the watchman up here too when we're moving. The steering is done with these 2 levers right here and here. They are hydraulic steering system, so it's kind of like power steering. They move 4 rudders, 2 of them ahead of the paddle wheel. They're called flanking rudders or main rudders. 2 of them behind the paddle wheel. They're called monkey rudders. They call them that because they do what the other rudders do. Monkey see, monkey do. They are part of our steering. The paddle wheel is propelled by steam. Our boiler is down below here, and exhaust goes through the smokestack there. Steam is set back there, and the engineer sets the wheel in motion. Now, the way that they tell the engineer what they want, whether forward or aft, and how fast they want, is through the engine order telegraph, which used to be a thing that you had a handle on with a crank, and you cranked around full ahead, stop, whatever. That's a touch screen now, as everything else is in life. So they touch whatever they want, it rings a bell back there, and the engineer responds with a touch screen and sets the wheel going however they want it. We've got 2 Z drives, usually, in addition to the paddle wheel. They are like a giant inboard-outboard engine that's got about 4-foot props on it, no shroud around it, just an open prop, and they turn 360 degrees. This is what you control those with right here. We did knock one of them off in the upper river. There was an unmarked thing down in the river that hit it and knocked it off. So it's currently being repaired to be restored to the boat as soon as possible. And that is the reason we've got our little friend, the towboat, going along with us wherever we go. Because we do use those Z drives not only for power, they contribute about 1,000 horsepower each. The paddle wheel's rated about 1,500. So this thing helps us. We also use the Z drives to steer, along with the rudders. They can be swung around, whatever, and we're missing one, so we got.
So normally he doesn't follow you?
No, he does not.
Okay,
No, that's just for safety's sake, just to make sure that we're able to make all the maneuvers that we have to, and all that. He's not really helping us pushing that much. Okay, so that's steering. We've also got two bow thrusters. This is the control for that. They are a tunnel through the bow of the vessel with an impeller fan in the middle that spins either direction. It shoots a jet of water out and moves the bow in the other direction, which gives us some steering in the front end. It's only used for close-in navigation for landings, departures, and to fit us into a lock, for instance, where we need just a little bit more control on the front end of the boat because all the rest of the steering's back there, and what moves is the back end of the boat. Okay. We have two radars. This is the one screen. They got the back radar on the mast turned off, but this is the forward radar. And you see, this is a digital radar screen. Up until the 1990s, we were still using the round analog screen that had the blip on it. This thing, though, keeps the image on it. We have a really clear view of the shoreline right here. That's our boat. It'll pick up anything else that's out in the river, boats. It picks up the buoys. It'll pick up a deer swimming in the river. It'll pick up a flock of birds. So it's really, really useful out here to see what's around us. This thing's called a Rose Point screen. It is an electronic version of the old Corps of Engineers paper river chart. They still print the river chart, but they don't really update it that frequently. The last time they updated the lower Mississippi was about 2015. And this gets updated a whole lot more frequently, and you can just see all the information you got on here. You got the navigation channel. These are the buoys. The little green squares are the green buoys. Red triangles are the red buoys over here. Our boat is right here. That's the green boat right there. It says Natchez Boat Ramp. And any vessel over a certain tonnage has to carry a transponder on board. We've got one on here. It'll be picked up by the AIS. This is the Automatic Identification System right here, and it'll show up on the screen. So we're looking at a few different boats. Downriver from us, we have the Miss Nina making 3.34 miles an hour. So that's down there. You might be able to see it, you might not. It's kind of around the bend, almost out of sight. But right behind us, we've got our little friend, the Jean Marie, and ahead of us is the Sunny J. And I'm not seeing it, but it's over there. That's it. Sunny J is the little boat, a little towboat over there with the barges. So you're seeing the boat, you see how fast they're moving, you can pick them up clear around a bend on the river, see if they're coming towards you, and it'll figure out when you're going to meet, too. And the way that they signal each other about how they're going to meet used to be done with the whistle. This is the pull for our steam whistle, which is right down there on the deck below us. Used to blow a single blast for a port passing, double blast for a starboard passing. Now it's done with radios, and we have radios all over the place here. We are monitoring this one. 08 is actually communicating with our friend, the towboat, between here and there. We've also monitored 13. That's all the rest of the vessels out here on the river. That's the pilots talking with each other, figuring out how they're going to meet. Our other radio that we monitor up here is the Coast Guard frequency, and they gave us all of the river updates. Anytime they're closing the river for some reason or another, any kind of thing like that. Yesterday they were talking about a man overboard in the New Orleans harbor, telling you to watch out for that. Don't run over the guy if you see him out there. Let's see, moving along here, controls for the searchlights here and here. The little joystick focuses them. And if you're out here at night, you know they don't turn those on like headlights on a car and leave them on. They're turned on just to pick up something intermittently. If they spot something here and can't tell whether it's a canoe or a log or whatever ahead of us, they'll turn the spotlight on, see what it is, or just check where a buoy is, check out, see how far we are off the shore. Then it goes back off because at nighttime they're using their night vision. Just the eyes accustomed to the nighttime.
So they had the lights on last night?
Well, they use them. They use them every night, but they don't turn them on and leave them on. If they turn them on for a long period of time, there's something that they've spotted out there that they need to keep track of.
They were looking at.
And it'll go off as soon as they can turn it off because that does screw up their night vision. And the other thing is everybody else on the river is steering by night vision, so anybody coming at you is going to get blinded. If
right.
you leave, it's about 1 million candle power. They say it's effective for 5 miles. So it'll light things up, pretty sure. This is the control to lower the smokestacks. And the pilot house also drops down to the level of those railings down there. The control for it is the box out there on the railing. Howdy!
How are you?
It's our mate here. Oh, you found a couple more. Oh, all righty. You know about this dial right here is the swing guard. Since we steer from the stern of the boat and you're looking out forward, you really need to know how much of a swing the rear end is making, and this gives you the angle of swing. That's our depth indicator right there forward. We have the aft indicator over here. That's the amount of water under the boat. The sensors for that are on the bottom of the hull. So it tells you the water under the entire boat. If you want to know the depth of the river, you want to add our draft 8.5 feet onto that. You see 5.69 up here. We're pretty well stuck up in the mud, and 29 feet or so. And you see the numbers change on there because this part of the river is an alluvial sediment bottom, and it's moving around. It'll pick that out and read it out there. Let's see, we've got shaft RPM. It's a tachometer for the paddle wheel. This is the rudder angle indicator, and the needle will show you where you have the rudders set right here. And since they're steering at nighttime with their night vision, anything that has a nighttime setting on it, any of the screens like the dashboard in your car, you can dim it down so that it doesn't blind you in here. You can still see the image. You always adjust your dashboard lights so that they aren't interfering. If the thing doesn't have a nighttime setting, they actually put sunglasses on it here to deaden it down just a little bit. We've got the anemometer, our GPS right there, control for the foghorns over there, and let's see, if you've noticed the things out here that look like
And we were actually supposed to be stopping somewhere, but we were still moving. So just remember your part. That's Steamboat. When we woke up today, we were still underway. Perfect. Now our captain in those days was Captain Bobby Duncan. Good guy, good captain. Captain Duncan did say there's no stopping today. That's right, try that over here. That's Steamboat. Overnight we did meet lots of boats with their barges aplenty, as we did last night, as we did all day today. You saw all the boats out there. Some of them sitting on the side of the river, some of them coming downriver. Downriver against the right of way. Stopped us dead in our tracks. We experienced dolce far niente. How many of you speak Italian? All right. I needed to rhyme the word aplenty, and I couldn't find anything to rhyme aplenty with. And then I discovered the phrase dolce far niente, which is perfect because it means sweet doing nothing, which is what we were doing trying to get up the river. Stopped us dead in our tracks. We experienced dolce far niente, sweet doing nothing. Your itinerary's a suggestion you see. Around the bends on a bar, we don't get very far. We wait by the banks as parades of towboats move their tushes, with hope in our hearts that our boat won't get stuck in the bushes, needing pushes. On that particular cruise, we did get stuck in the bushes once, but we didn't need a push, but we did get stuck. Even though there's a change, a slight rearrange, that's Steamboat. Bad news is no Greenville, good news is no Greenville. Now we have time to kill, so we'll drink the free swill and be happy. Watch a movie, a show, play bingo, and then take a nappy. Everybody say, Viva la nappy. Viva la nappy. How many people took a nap today? Hey, say it again. Viva la nappy. So upriver we'll go, though the going is slow. But by Sunday we'll see that in Memphis you'll be right on time, a little bit early. Just remember this week and the words that I'm kindly emoting. I like that, I'm gonna do it again. The words that I'm kindly emoting. Always go with the show, for the boat is the show. Always go with the flow, for the boat is the show. That's steamboating. Steamboatin', steamboatin'.
My way grows drear. Precious Lord, linger near when my life is almost gone. Hear my cry and hear my call. Hold my hand lest I fall. Take my